coming up next. I still have to say, what a fight that fight between Ches and Daniels was. You're looking at two gentlemen who are attempting comebacks. One a two-time heavyweight champion, Tim Witherspoon, and the other an almost ran. David Bontempo, what do you think?
Well, I look for Tim Witherspoon to try to press the attack early, Bill, because the pressure's been his forte, power's been his forte, and Carl Williams has had trouble early in fights. We saw it against Mike Weaver where he was suddenly TKO'd. We saw it against Mike Tyson when he went down from one punch, and we saw it against James Quick Tillis when he was floored twice in the first round but came on and won a decision. Williams gets better as the fight goes along, and I think Tim Witherspoon knows that and will really try to apply heavy pressure.
Two things. Witherspoon has been trained, as we talked before, about Pat Croce, and apparently he told me that he wishes he had Croce 10 years ago. He's always been a fighter, not that his courage is questioned, but the question is, does he have enough drive, enough desire?
You really have to wonder about that. There are times you see glimpses where you swear that he's got it, and then there are other instances where the management problems get in the way. He comes in overweight, he lets situations beat him outside the ring, and it's been a tough career for him from that standpoint. What goes on outside the ring affects a fighter inside the ring.
Strange part about Carl the Truth Williams is that if you were casting for a movie of Ali, for example, he would be the guy they would cast. He is a marvelously hewn guy, or I should say, he has always been, but he came in at 236. He's normally around 222. What do you make of it, David?
That is heavy for him. 17 pounds more than he was from Mike Tyson. Perhaps he feels he's got to beef up a little bit more against the Spoon because Witherspoon should be pressing him more against the ropes. But that kind of extra weight could take away the best thing about Carl Williams, which is his jab. And as we take a look at the tail of the tape in this fight, we'll see that he's got a 4-inch reach advantage, but when it's working right for Carl Williams, it will be even more than that.
Do you make of Williams' jab as much as of James Douglas? Quickly.
Not as much, no.
Not as much. All right. Now, there's a little change in the rules tonight. Yes, 10-point must scoring. Yes, 3 judges score the fight. But the 3 knockdown rule is not in effect in this fight. And the standing 8 count is not in effect. And only the referee can stop the fight. The fighter cannot be saved, as in the previous fight. He cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Coming up, the USBA Heavyweight Championship, Carl the Truth Williams defending his title against former 2-time world champion, terrible Tim Witherspoon. David, there he is, Tim Witherspoon.
All 236 and some change coming in. One of the mystery fighters we'll see here tonight. Got a victory in July, has had a nice comeback string over the last couple of years. When he's serious, he's almost as good as anybody. Showed it excellently against the likes of Larry Holmes, Greg Page.
I don't think there was, and Tony Tubbs, of course.
Well, the Holmes fight, he didn't quite know how to go out and extend himself to get the win. He fought well, though, and he's got an interesting defensive style with his right hand over his face.
A Philadelphia fighter, Tim Witherspoon. Boy, he is upper body strong. Croce tells me that he's got a bigger upper body than Charles Barkley.
It's an amazing, and Croce would know since he's been able to work with both guys.
Says that he has a big upper body. That's Tim Witherspoon, former WBA, former WBC heavyweight champion. And here is the defending USBA champion. They call him the Truth, Carl Williams.
Carl Williams taking the deliberate approach here. No music, no fanfare, no hype. He'll go away from the Ali stereotype for right now and just let his belt do the talking as he comes on in. Very serious look on his face. Williams knows the outcome of this fight is so critical. He's ranked number 3 in the IBF, and with the way the heavyweight picture is starting to unfold here this year, he can be right there with a victory over someone credible like Tim Witherspoon.
All right, let's go right to the ring announcer. Here he is, Mike Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the Trump Taj Mahal Casino Resort here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds for the USBA Heavyweight Championship. The officials for the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board and the USBA shall remain the same. The referee for this bout is Steve Smoger. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the gold trunk with black trim and weighs an even 236 pounds. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His professional record, 33 victories with 22 KOs, only 3 defeats. He's the former two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Tonight, the challenger, terrible Tim Witherspoon. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing 236 1/4 pounds, in the white trunks with red trim, from Brigantine, New Jersey. Also an outstanding record, 23 victories, 18 by KO, only 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, the USBA Heavyweight Champion, Carl "The Truth" Williams.
All right, fellas, you've been here before. We know what it's all about. Obey the bell. Obey my commands. Touch him up. We ain't rolling till we touch him, Carl. Touch him now.
We get ready for round number 1. Please remember, both fighters have been KO'd in first round surprises. Both fighters. So you got to keep your eyes wide open. Williams has a tendency to be a very slow starter. Witherspoon says he is in the best shape he's been in years. He is in the gold trunks, and Carl "The Truth" is in the white trunks with the red side. Let's see what they do.
We'll see the battle of the Williams jab and the Witherspoon penetration right away. Witherspoon with a leaping kind of a punch there.
There's the jab of Williams. He's got to send the message out early. Up on his toes, moving, always moving. Got hit with a left hook, but not that much. Witherspoon loading up, trying to get him out real quick.
And there you see that right hand over his chin, almost like a peekaboo type stance. He brings the right hand across, keeps it in punching range, and tries to pick off the right hand being thrown.
Williams trying to impress on Witherspoon that he too can hit. Result, the 2 right hands.
It's something that he wants to get across, but he shouldn't be too anxious to try to get across. The jabbing is more critical for him, and at some point early, drop in the right hand.
Quick head by Carl "The Truth."
And the Witherspoon style opening up for an uppercut by Williams. We'll see if he starts to use it.
Carl. Get off his neck, Carl.
Carl "The Truth" in the white trunks, little bit of red trim. Witherspoon in the gold trunks with a black trim. Witherspoon at one time was one of the most respected heavyweights in the world. You see the truth on the back of Williams' trunks. This is the truth for both of them. Always remember it. It wasn't so long ago here in Atlantic City when an undercard fighter named Buster Douglas came on to beat Mike Tyson. Both these guys would like a big payday.
And of course, Douglas fighting here on the undercard and then going over to Tokyo and beating Tyson and losing it just as fast to Evander Holyfield. Opportunism is always here in the game, especially in a crossroads fight like this. Number 3 against number 11.
That's it. That's it.
Witherspoon's a little the shorter of the two. He's 6'3", Williams is 6'4". Carl is a little heavy around the middle. So does Tim. He came down from 267. The Truth came down from about 250 and hit on the break. I thought Steve Smoker was going to tell him, don't do that.
Witherspoon is hunting for a body shot here. He wants to slow down the movement of Carl Williams because it's going to be tough for him to counter. When he gets close like this, Witherspoon must take advantage.
Williams fighting with confidence, and as you pointed out when we first came on the air, this is the first even odds battle since Frazier and the then Cassius Clay 20 years ago tonight. Less than 10 seconds, round number 1. I always love that. What Williams just did, looks over at him. Huh?
Got the butterfly jack, you're in control, stay in control, Carl. Stay in control. Right in the defensive direction. Rush back.
And try to go over that one single jab that he throws. Right? Before we set him up with the wild card. Try to go over it. Just keep hitting that ball. Okay. All right.
Like that man roll underneath and come up with that left hook. Because he's laying his arm right on your back.
Sort of a strange tactic by Williams as he stands up. A testament to what he believes is very solid conditioning. He came into Atlantic City just over Christmas and spent the better part of 2 months getting ready.
Sending a little message to Witherspoon. Man, you don't fool me in the least.
Yeah, I know you like that snare he gave over at the end of round 1. And there was a dislike that developed between the two fighters during the week. Witherspoon, Williams making comments about Witherspoon not having capitalized on his career. And the reminder really hurt Witherspoon, and he came in pretty angry at the press conference yesterday.
Yeah, he trashed him. Surprised me about Williams. When I asked him about it, all he did was laugh. Carl the Truth Williams, white trunks, man with a spearing left jab. You don't think it's quite as good as Douglas's was?
Not against Tyson. I mean, I'm not talking about throughout the career of Buster Douglas. I think his jab came alive very nicely one night against Tyson.
Witherspoon telling you pretty much what he's going to do. He keeps ducking under that left jab. Now, you can walk through the jab, you can parry the jab, and you can stick your own jab out against a jabber. He has done either of the three. He's just ducking down, hit him with the right hand.
That's what he was looking to do as he got close. Because if he can get Carl Williams backing up, and he should be able to do that now for a little while, now it's his ball game.
That is his best punch. Witherspoon's right hand. And he's got the Truth knowing it. The Truth is not a real good puncher, but if he hits you enough times like any heavyweight, he makes an impact on you.
And he doesn't have the best.
Right hand again by Witherspoon.
Williams does not have the best chin either.
Look out, he's got Williams in trouble. Just above us.
Now, even if he doesn't land to the head here, he's going to try to score even to the arms and bring the hands down.
Watch the left hand, Tim. Williams came out of it all right.
There's a good uppercut. And if Witherspoon gets the fight in close and Williams does not jab and wants to trade, it should be Witherspoon's fight. And this round is an indication that it would be.
He's a stronger fighter of the two.
And you don't want to play into that style. Witherspoon waited to drop the bomb, and he did it here in round 2.
You remember I mentioned to you about Croce training Witherspoon. He trained him with what is called a UBE machine, where you paddle with your arms the way you do on a bike with your legs. And Witherspoon thinks he's really got his hand speed up a great deal from it, because he could have used the light bag.
You're becoming an encyclopedia on this stuff, Bill. Waiting for the video for you.
Less than 10 seconds remaining now in round number 2. Witherspoon still stalking and still looping that right hand. Williams, usually a slow starter, the end of 2 rounds, and now they go into the street thing.
It's proving the psychological advantage.
I know, he stung you a little bit, huh? Keep your gloves up. You're not slow enough here. You jab.
Witherspoon turns the fight around here. He gets in close. Notice the left hand of Williams is down. Williams finds him. And that's the punch that turns the fight around, and Carl says, get me out of here.
Hit him on the neck. If he had hit him on the chin, he might have taken him out.
Very well might have. He got it up there, and it still was an effective scoring punch and got the message home to Carl Williams.
Okay. You know the question in my mind right now?
Right on the chin.
When? wind.
Looking good. Work the jab.
Stamina.
Hit the box.
You do get the feeling that
I want you to take your time.
Witherspoon
Get
could
him
wear
out
him
there
down.
right. Make them punches count.
Sticking that body to.
Determination written all over Tim Witherspoon, who's been the aggressor the first 2 rounds. First round I thought was even. Second round was strictly Witherspoon, and Williams again trying to establish that left jab. A lot of lateral movement.
Williams is fighting with his guts here, knowing he's got to establish some territory. Got to give him credit for what he's trying to do here. Take the thought out of Witherspoon's head that he can still come straight forward.
Why would he have come in at 236? Talking about Williams.
Well,
Feel comfortable at it?
heavyweights don't always pay attention to the scales. They do whatever they feel is comfortable, and they don't have to crash to lose weight before any particular weigh, and so they pay a lot. They don't pay much attention to it. For Williams, he would justify it by saying he could use the additional power, but it could cost him some speed.
He's using that right hand of the body to bring the left hand down so he can hit him on the chin with the right.
And the eyes don't lie. When Witherspoon landed that right hand to the abdomen, Williams' eyes just went up like, did not like it.
I've only seen one fighter in my time who didn't seem to be bothered by a body shot, and that was Ali.
Yeah, tremendous resilience and endurance for him.
Witherspoon keep up this pace, David Bontempo?
He can keep up a good facsimile of it for a long part of the fight. There are going to be periods in here where he will slow down if this goes, say, past the 5th round, but he's got a solid game plan attack, and he's not gambling too much to lose all of his energy.
Coming up on a minute to go in round number 3, scheduled for 12 for the USBA Heavyweight Championship. Williams, the man in the white trunks with the red trim, Witherspoon in the gold trunks with the black trim. Witherspoon still fighting like a man, loading up.
But he's scientifically loading up here. He's trying to get his position set first and then unload.
He has a little bit of respect for that jab because he doesn't just move in inexorably.
Yeah, he really has to. He's showing a good, healthy respect for it and trying to catch Williams with that right hand like he did there, playing off the jab.
Williams is a strange fighter. His chin gets stronger as the fight goes longer. Almost 20 seconds remaining in round number 3, scheduled for 12. USBA Heavyweight Championship. The man in the white trunks is the defending champion. A little bit of a change there. Witherspoon with the left hook.
That's 10.
The sound of the clap you hear is the timer telling him there are only 10 seconds left in the round. Ooh. Tim Witherspoon, the Philadelphia fighter, coming back to his corner at the end of 3 rounds.
Keep stalking him. Take your time. Stalking with the jab. Keep your hand over here. You're trying to hit him with the overhand right here. Open up for the jab. So keep working him up. Keep working him up.
Williams had his jab going occasionally there, and when it's right, you see what an effective fighter is. He steps forward, and he's in a position to throw the right hand, although he didn't there.
You snap your jab.
Come on, mouthpiece.
Snap your jab down, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Snap it out.
Bend the jab up. You can't control it. Bend down and jab. And put a right hand right behind it. Bend down. Hold up. Let's go. That was good.
Round number 4. Williams has never been knocked out in any fight where he's gone beyond the 3rd round.
It's been a good matchup. Both fighters doing what they thought brought them here. Williams trying to load up on the jab, and Witherspoon playing off that jab with pressure, and he's landed some good bombs in this fight. Landed another one right there.
Always remember, Witherspoon is the guy that took a shellacking from Frank Bruno for a long time and then knocked him out. This guy can fight. Question of age. and a question of endurance.
Williams showing some nice endurance here, coming up with a different attack strategy, jabbing and then moving, getting in a couple shots and getting back out, trying to disrupt the rhythm of Witherspoon moving forward.
In order to do that, you'd better have a pretty good pair of legs.
Yes, and so far early in the fight, he does have them. And you get those legs based on how well you've trained and how intensely you've been in the gym. And Williams not afraid to use that as a resort because he did train very hard.
Good combination by Williams.
And we saw in the Ches fight what an asset legs can be, as he really needed to be able
there was a good left hook by Witherspoon. Now he closes in, looking to finish him. Is Williams
really
hurt? What do you think?
Yes, it hurt him.
Just a little more than a minute remaining in the 4th round. Williams has never been stopped in any fight that he's gone beyond 2 rounds. Low blow.
Witherspoon content to let Williams stay out there so he can just keep coming forward and hurt him.
Well, every time he hits him to the side of the head, those splendid legs get a little splintery.
And Witherspoon is a nice, solid, pure puncher when he's on.
Right hand again.
And a beautiful little feint that set it up.
Williams is telling the crowd, no, 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 that never hurt me. Never. Hit me on the chin, but didn't hurt me. 20 seconds remaining in round number 4. Scheduled for 12 for the USBA heavyweight crown here at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. Less than 10 seconds now. A lot of Philadelphia fighters do that. Oh, he hit him with a good left hook. Williams is mad. He thought it came after the bell. He won't sit down.
He ought to.
Now he does.
Put this in the water and pick it up. Put it in the water and pick it up. Take out your phone. Play a game with it. You can play a beautiful game. Then
Williams gets his jab in there, and Witherspoon waiting, gets the fall away left hook in. Fortunately, Williams was on his way back. And then Witherspoon keeps coming on. The end of the round, he's continuing to put the pressure on now. The bell's about to sound, and Witherspoon gets in a nice left, and he'll land another couple shots, and Williams is going to react like he thought one of them came after the bell, and Witherspoon almost admitted it.
Round number 5. Scheduled for 12. Again, Carl the Truth Williams up on his toes. Jab now a little quicker than was before.
Nice hook there by Williams, too. If Williams can move a lot and keep Witherspoon going in small circles, he'll be able to keep him at bay, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Williams trying to establish himself in the eyes of Witherspoon. Witherspoon, you know, he looks like a little tonight, Sonny Liston.
He's got that baleful stare.
Yeah, with a baleful stare.
Baleful stare, and like he knows he's going to end this thing. And Williams is doing a good job staying out of his way in this round. And for Carl Williams, that left hand in this fight is his ticket for everything. Not only surviving, but possibly getting the points up to win.
Listen, Bob Arum says that Williams is the one guy that might be capable of beating Foreman. Witherspoon's left eye closing, Dave.
As you get a closer look, it is a little bit hard to see from this angle. I mean, there might be a little bit of puffiness there. We'll keep a good eye on that as it goes along, but you see from the jab of Williams what could cause it. Jabbing and sharp punches that cross on impact will set up the puffiness and cutting more than anything.
A little bit of an argument about using extra energy with elbows and hands. That
just
was
missed.
high.
Just
was
missed.
high. Notice when Williams throws the left, as you pointed out, as he impacts, he turns the left hand, and that's what splits a guy open. Keeping him at the end of the jab. Witherspoon, though, doesn't seem to be bothered much by Williams' punching power.
Witherspoon looks like he's content to give away a round or so on the scorecards if it will enable him to get close enough just to land a couple shots and keep his game plan together.
Williams, both eyes open. Left hook he was going away from that time. Carl keeps sticking him, trying to use that term, impale him. Hey, there was a punch on the break.
Well, a punch on the break in retribution for the shoulder of Williams that came up that was not called earlier.
Don't punch, don't punch.
Obviously, there is bad blood between these two. Williams trashed him. Witherspoon using that upper body strain. I think it's a pretty even fight so far. You got it the same way?
I've got 3 rounds to 2 for Witherspoon.
Keep stalking him. Keep stalking him in the left. Pick the shot. Pick the shot. Looking good. Keep stalking. Back to work. Watch him jab.
And this is how you define extracurricular activity. They're all together here. Williams steps back, and there's the left hook. But he was not protecting himself. Nothing came from Steve Smoger. Now, you see it also. Williams was able to get his shoulder up earlier, and there was the left hook, and Williams looking over at Smoger, and he's not getting support.
All right, Eddie.
There is a little puffiness around that left eye.
All right.
And that's the jab.
Throwing that jab and turning the left hand as he does. Round number 6. This one has been fairly quickly paced for heavyweights. And of course, mostly because Williams is quick on his feet.
And
Those don't fail me now legs is what he keeps saying to himself.
And a big reason for that is the level of the competition. In this burgeoning pay-per-view market, we're seeing better paydays for the fighters, and they are responding to those 6-figure paydays, getting in better shape because of what they see down the road. Money is an excellent motivating factor, and you're seeing it here.
Winner of this fight got a chance to step into the upper class.
Yes, and to be taken more seriously once the Holyfield, Foreman, and Tyson scenario fully unravels itself. The winner here would be the next viable contender after that is all finished.
Pace is slowed down a little bit. Boy, they're trying to gouge one another. Cutesy. Williams hasn't really gained his respect with his punches. Boy, he is quick. For a 236-pound man, he's quick.
And this is as quick as we've seen him, because in other fights, he didn't move quite as much. He didn't have to do it as much to survive. He stayed on the outside and jabbed Bert Cooper. He fought Tyson in close much more than he wanted. He fought Bowen in close.
Witherspoon keeping after him, keeping on top of him, keeping him busy. Question is, can he stand up under that pace? Because the truth sure doesn't look like a guy who can knock him out. Witherspoon now attacking the body to slow him down a bit.
He has to do that. That's Witherspoon's key. If he wants to change how this fight is weighed stylistically, he's got to go to the body so that Williams cannot move as quickly.
Williams has been waiting all that time to gain retribution for the left hook that he hit him with on the break. Carl the Truth Williams in the white trunks, red trim. The man in the gold trunks is Tim Witherspoon, 2-time world champion, WBA, WBC. We're round number 6 of a fight scheduled for 12 here at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. David?
Williams is doing something smart, even though the fans are not exactly warming to it. Lately, when he's missing with his jab and Witherspoon's coming forward, he's tying him up so that Witherspoon cannot get something off. It takes away the pace of the fight, as you see it again here. But for the boxer in a matchup like this, it's essential.
That left hook to the body. He's going to the body. Witherspoon is tied up.
Don't punch. Step.
Now we get into that question again about second wind, because both of them are starting to puff just a little bit. It's amazing how Witherspoon could come down from 267 and be in shape to fight. And keep backing on a break. End of round number 6, scheduled for 12. Carl the Truth coming into your picture.
He's frustrating when he does that. Feint one way, go the other. Now, Carl, get very comfortable. Take a little bend. Jab up with a right hand right behind. From this position. Boom! One kick. Okay? Bend, jab with a right hand right behind it. Relax it and explode it. I'm telling you. His eye is partially closed.
Halfway home, you all right, Carl?
Carl, we went 12 rounds in the gym. You just warmed up now. He's starting to fatigue.
All right, Bubby? Good.
Good shape.
All right. When you're close to him, he open for a left hook.
Always good.
Counter with the left hook. Bam, he's there. And right uppercut inside.
Make him quit.
Round number 7, Carmen Graziano told Williams, you're nicely warmed up now. Now start using that jab and hook off of it. Witherspoon trying to come in on him behind the left jab.
An exceptional chess match going on here. They need contrasting assets to win. Williams has to be up on the bicycle, keeping the left hand moving. Witherspoon must get inside that. And sometimes you see Williams getting his in. Sometimes you see Witherspoon getting his.
You know, there's usually a theory among heavyweights. You're going to be a heavyweight, you better be able to take a punch and you be able to give one. The Truth really doesn't have a great chin, nor can he punch very hard. But boy, a left jab will carry you a long way.
Especially if you have the courage to use it as a deterrent for getting hit.
And you better have a great set of legs. The wheels are going to do it for you.
A lot of times fighters freeze up even though they've got a good jab when they fought a Mike Tyson because they were afraid of what would happen. And when they clammed up like that, they became bigger targets. But here you see Williams using the jab to defuse a powerful opponent. But now with all this running, the bigger question is going to become, is he scoring enough points?
That's a good point, David. The other part about it is Witherspoon isn't cutting him off at all. Keeps circling around him, but he looks strong. Witherspoon has never had a reputation for being a great puncher, but he can hurt you, and he might have with that left hook just now. It was a snappy punch. I heard against Rabola, he lost hand speed. He doesn't look it tonight.
Nah, especially in the beginning of this fight, he was there, he was trimmed and punching with confidence, but there's a good segment there by Williams.
That's the Truth at his best.
He is threatening to take away the momentum of this fight, and try to take this fight and run and hide with it. Witherspoon visibly tired here, the mouthpiece showing, mouth open. He's a taller opponent here, not as much of an ideal little man when he gets in close. And Williams' jab is becoming a bigger force in this round.
Williams moves left, then ducks right, gets cornered, uses the right uppercut, and then grabs and holds.
And when Witherspoon is following like this, when he starts to come close, Williams is ahead of him and beating him to the mark on the inside. Witherspoon's in a bit of a daze in this round.
He just looked over to you, David. I think he heard what you said. Grabbing and holding a little. Boy, they both hit on the break then. But Steve Smoker's letting him go. That's the end of round number 7, scheduled for 12 here at the Trump Taj Mahal USBA Heavyweight Championship.
Now know what he's there for? When he's throwing punches, he's wide open for the counter. He covered up, get set the counter. You know what we practice? Bam, when he hits your glove, bam, bam, come off with the left hook or the right. Come off that counter. Keep stalking. Press. Just hit your hand crossed on, he's jabbing and throwing it up. He press.
I heard him almost every round.
Yeah.
got to be first.
When you punching, you wide open. You catching that uppercut and the jab with the hand crossed in. You can see him.
Carl, don't lose control. Keep that jab going and be first.
Keep him out in front of you where you can see it.
All right, Eddie. Your boxing skill.
That was Eddie Aliano in Witherspoon's corner, trying to bring the swelling down in his left eye. You'd think it would be strange that a left-handed puncher would get the left eye rather than the right, but he's turning that punch in. Williams just as quick on his toes as he was at the beginning of the fight.
And he's wearing an expression on his face the last couple rounds like, this fight is mine. Williams is starting to sense that he can take this, and he knows exactly how to do it. And he wants to execute that plan. So for Witherspoon, this is a very important stage to try to stop that. He's got to be more effective when he gets in close. When Witherspoon is cutting off the ring, he is not throwing enough punches.
Witherspoon in the gold trunks, black trim. Williams in the white trunks, taller fighter with a left jab. Boy, this is, you talk about a cat and mouse. This is cat and mouse. Williams trying to stay away, trying to neutralize Witherspoon's obviously stronger, more powerful punches with a left jab.
Sometimes a fighter lands a big punch early in the bout like Witherspoon did in round 2, and it might do him a bit of a disservice because he lays back and gets dependent on that bomb coming through for him later.
Loading
That's been
up.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, absolutely, David. I'm just amazed at Williams at 236, and yet, did he get hurt that time with the left hand?
No.
And yet, here he is, up on his toes, legs great. He's got a great set of wheels.
And this has been the best mobility he's displayed in a long time.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step, step, step.
Probably had his best camp in a long time.
Well, both these guys had great nights against Larry Holmes, and neither one of them was able to pull it out. That's one of the few right hands that Williams has thrown him through to the body.
And Witherspoon was telegraphed on the way in. Another one by Williams. He's got Witherspoon red on the way, and he's trying to take away this avenue of entrance for Tim Witherspoon.
Truth is a strong kid. Really is. Extra weight hurting Witherspoon.
Not as much as you'd think. He's been heavier for some of his fights. It just seems that the stamina has hurt him, and Williams has been on his game a lot tonight. He's hurt.
Oh, he's hurt. Witherspoon, he's got him on Queer Street with a right hand. That's when you got to be careful. Witherspoon with a lot of guts is hanging in. This is the guy that came back against Bruno when he looked as if he was gone. Witherspoon, big heart. Come to the end of this round, and that was the hardest punching that Williams has done.
Witherspoon has a bigger enemy tonight. That's the fatigue.
You gotta put a little bit more pressure on it. Right here, trying to touch it over the top.
Wait, okay.
Okay?
You person, be careful going in, you heard?
Yeah, be careful.
Be careful going in. He's waiting for you. Counter punch. Stop.
Williams doing his best work of the fight here. Almost putting Witherspoon down with that, and kicked him and almost put him down with his feet. And not kickboxing. Witherspoon comes on here and tries to make a rally of it. And from a different angle, you're seeing that good right hand in the top of the temple by Carl Williams, and the legs get tangled. They come together, and he does whatever he can to try to score a knockdown here. Witherspoon was in real danger there.
You know, the possibility, David, is that because Witherspoon's left eye is closed, he may not be able to see the right hand.
He's also making himself a bigger target by it because he's coming straight ahead, and Williams has been able to cut that out of Witherspoon's plan. Another good right uppercut there. Tim Witherspoon coming in to Carl Williams is a bright object. He can see clearly and he can read clearly. He's reacting beautifully.
The only thing about it is, don't ever underrate Witherspoon's gut. He hit him with a left hook there. Witherspoon be a tiger. He's starting to do something he should have been doing before, and that is going to the body a little more. But as you said, David, he's loading up, trying to take him out with the one shot.
And even here, he landed a good shot on Williams, but he did not have the energy to follow up. Witherspoon is tired, hoping for more energy to come and rescue him in this fight.
Carl Williams with those great wheels up on his toes. Now, of course, he goes flat-footed the minute I said it. But he has great movement, back, lateral, and now he's doubling up with the uppercut off the jab. Boy, that left eye of Witherspoon's is almost totally closed.
And Witherspoon pouring with the shots there. He needs to explode with one, and he almost did.
Williams is almost disdainful of him now as far as his punching power is concerned. But he better watch it. He's dropping that left hand more and more.
Witherspoon dipped the shoulder there, trying to turn it into a punch. But he dipped too much, and Williams was able to cut him off. But Williams putting together punches with the kind of impunity he has not shown in a lot of his recent fights. Now, this has been a renaissance for him.
Well, in his mind, I think he's established the fact that this guy can't hurt him. But you never know. All I keep thinking of is Witherspoon against Frank Bruno.
Sure.
The truth still moving laterally.
Well,
sticks the jab in.
We said at the outset that Witherspoon's best chances were early, and Williams probably would be late. Witherspoon did put Williams in big trouble in the second round, but let him get off the hook, and he's paying for it now.
Witherspoon now trying to come back with a jab of his own, but he's telegraphing that left hook by dropping that left shoulder. And Williams is just on top, and we're coming to the close of round number 9. 3 more plus change before the end of the fight. Williams defending his USBA heavyweight championship here at the Trump Taj Mahal. Good jab that time by Witherspoon. No. 9 gone, 9 minutes to go.
Round 10. Lead these 2 rounds.
Keep stomping. Because he's walking, you more.
Don't hang nothing, okay? Carl.
Quick hands, Carl.
Carl.
But quick.
Control that fight with the jab, Carl, and be first. You'll be the boss.
Let's go, Eddie. Come on, Eddie.
Witherspoon looks really tired. Shut left eye, mouth wide open. Chasing Carl Williams all night long.
After the last 2 rounds, this has been a seemingly endless journey for Witherspoon. He's got to try to rally it here and win this thing on guts.
Trying to corner him now. All I keep remembering is in the chest fight how they kept saying, don't get cute, don't get smart, don't take chances. And that's exactly what they were yelling at Williams. Win the fight with a jab.
And just as Ches won it with the jab, Williams is taking control of this one with the jab. And some nice right uppercuts as Witherspoon is coming in. A weapon that may not have looked as obvious in the pre-fight analysis, but it has become a nice weapon for him tonight.
What do you think, Aram? Right about the fact that this guy would give George Foreman, he says he's the only guy who can give Foreman trouble.
He would make George run a lot. You'd see the way Williams uses the ring and not afraid to throw punches. And I think they were also figuring that since he's a good boxer, he's got the kind of style that might make Foreman look bad even if he won, so they may not want to do it.
Good right hand by Williams, who's complaining that Witherspoon is finishing off his punches with his elbow.
Well, he's finishing punches off with the elbow, and Williams is holding and hitting, and all the contact is being let go. And Witherspoon here should not be studying the situation. This was his opportunity to get punches off, but he's tired.
Well, he's thrown caution to the wind, and some of the crowd, you know, seeing a heavyweight fight, they just want to see mayhem and brawling and bang them and knock them down. And of course, you get a guy in there who's got a good left jab, the way Williams has, he can be very tough.
And also very unappreciated.
Yeah. He's funny. He's almost like a one-punch fighter. Just jab, jab, jab. You'd think that maybe if, like Douglas had after keeping Tyson at bay with a left jab, use that right hand, but he's done it only once in the fight. But you got to be careful with Witherspoon, and he knows that. And Tim is in this fight so long as he breathes. Williams was backing off when that left hook landed. Trying to get in close, and Carl wants the referee to break him. Why do they have 6'4" guys with 5'9" referees? Less than 10 seconds in round number 10. Scheduled for 12 for the USBA Heavyweight Championship. The defending champ is Carl Williams, and they still are talking with one another. I think Witherspoon would like it. Williams doing his little deal as he comes right into your home.
I said no. He said yes.
Don't lose your concentration.
Frank Gov said they got you behind, but don't lose. You know, I can't see how they got clean that. Let's hurt him a little bit. Let's hurt him side to side from an angle. Boom, boom. Let's hurt him. I don't see how they can say you're losing at this stage of the game. Right. Frank Gov just told me to tell you you're losing. I said I don't see what you're saying. You got it. Put them together. Okay? You got it. Now step up on it. Step to him. Step to him. Hard shit.
Round number 11. There was a question about when he came in at 236 whether Williams was in really good shape, but he is moving as effortlessly as he did in the first rounds, but he got hit by a right hand there, and he almost lost the idea. He wanted to trade with him. Witherspoon just knows now he's got to score a KO, I think, at this point. You think so, David?
Certainly has to, and he's fighting a few elements. One, the puffiness around his left eye. Two, time running out on the clock. And three, the style that Williams has been employing. Now, if Williams cooperates and makes it a slugfest, that might help Witherspoon a little bit. But you see, when Witherspoon, even when he collects the jab in his gloves, it throws him off for enough time that he has to reload, and you saw him miss there with the right hand.
Boy, that left eye looks soft. And Williams has got that left eye targeted.
Well, it does line up perfectly with his jab. There have been eyes which have been far worse than that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He'll get through this. He should be able to get through this based on his eye, but he's got many more problems.
There's a hard right hand, but Williams hit him with a return right hand. You know that theory that Williams' chin gets stronger as the fight goes on may be completely true.
He took a good shot there and did not flinch.
Witherspoon in the gold trunks, black trim. Carl Williams in the white trunks is the defending USBA heavyweight champion. We're in round number 11. The minute's closing down. This could be a big win for Williams, for either man.
Don't punch, guys, don't punch.
Both guys tired, no doubt about it. Witherspoon a little more. You know that Witherspoon threw a pretty good jab there. Tilted Williams' head back, and you wonder why he didn't do more of it.
If he loses the fight, he's going to kick himself for not expending more in rounds 8, 9, and 10. because this has been a good round for Witherspoon. And if he were to win the 12th, you could make an argument for him getting a draw.
Because he carried the fight.
He carried the beginning of the fight and did nothing in the middle. We definitely need at least the last 2 rounds, and I thought he got this one at least.
Closing down round number 11. No. Williams couldn't get off. Witherspoon going back to his corner. We have 3 minutes left in this fight.
One more just like that one. One more just like that one, baby. We good.
Go back and win this one. Let's get this. Go back and win this one.
That's it. Win this round. Win this round. All you got up. Okay, 6 weeks of hard work. You need to pay out tonight. You gonna pay off.
Win this round. It's your fight, baby. So let's go.
Witherspoon looking for that miracle here. The right hand, it lands on the ear of Carl Williams, and Williams quick enough to just move the head enough to get out of the way of the worst part of the punch.
Stay out of trouble. Box him.
A lot of side steps
coming back.
Get loose. Get loose.
Quiet, Eddie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 12th and final round.
Get your hands in your hands. Touch them gloves, nice. Touch the damn glove. Now step back.
Grudgingly, Williams touches gloves with Witherspoon. I guess he really doesn't like him.
Now, what heated up between them this week in the news media was for real, at least up until now.
If Witherspoon's got anything left, this is the round he's got to come with it.
Last round. Let's keep it nice and clean.
And Williams looked like he was saving a little bit to make sure he had a good 12th round, so we'll see. Williams is looking for that right hand to load up.
Hey, Carl. Hey, come on. You guys are
I don't know whether Witherspoon's got enough left to do much
Hands
with it.
up.
Except I keep remembering, and I hate to repeat this, the Frank Bruno fight, where out of nowhere he cold-cocked Bruno and won the fight.
But it would be interesting if he did win the round, whether or not he'd give himself a chance
What have
for
you
a
got
draw.
it so far, Dave?
I've got Williams ahead here by a point after 11 rounds.
Just a point.
Just a point, but Witherspoon winning 2 borderline rounds early.
Williams holding the right hand like I could have hit you. I just did you a big favor. Witherspoon looks like he's run out of gas.
Well, it's been a matter of survival for him in the last 3 to 4 rounds. And if he does lose, he's going to point to the maybe he should have been better conditioned. Definitely did not go to the body enough in this fight.
Those are the punches he didn't throw early, and even now when he throws, he grabs and holds because he's tired.
He needed them there in 7, 8, and 9.
Carl seems to run out of gas too. He's not throwing much punches.
But he paced himself better in this fight than Witherspoon did. He gave an even performance.
Witherspoon tackling the man, bringing him to a corner so he can grab the mouse and crush him with one shot. Closing down, 12th round. Carl the Truth Williams, Tim Witherspoon. Some of the fans disappointed because they wanted to see a knockout, but this has been a very good Carl Williams fight. Question is, did he do enough punching to win it? Remember now, 12th round, the bell cannot save a fighter if he goes down. We're coming to 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11.
We've seen some of the heavyweight division at its best and at its worst here late.
Referee almost got banged with a shot. Steve Smoke. That in an earlier fight, Bobby Ches won the WBA Cruiserweight Championship of the World by decision over Bob Little Joe Daniels. So here we have seen Carl Williams with a superior jab, but Witherspoon winning it on his aggressiveness, and Dave, you had it right down the line. You said it got to the last 2 rounds, that if Witherspoon carried it out, he would win it.
It's so easy to judge a fight by what goes on